Good morning, students. We are revising chapter Biodiversity and Conservation, which is the part of ecology. And in our previous class, we studied about the different types of living organisms present on the earth. And then we talked about the different types of diversities found at a different levels, that is at the genetic level, then at the species level, and then at the ecological level. Then we talked about the different kinds of floras and faunas present on the India, on the earth and in the India. And today we will be talking about the patterns of biodiversity, means how these living organisms are distributed. So what are the patterns? So this we can say that biodiversity, it is not uniform throughout the world, but there is uneven distribution. Means some organisms may be more at one place and the same organism may be less at another place. So there are different types of or the different patterns of biodiversity, and it is affected by two factors. First factor is latitudinal gradients and the second factor is species area relationship. So first, now it is latitudinal gradients. What is latitudinal gradient? As we know that the distribution is not uniform throughout the earth, so there are different patterns of distribution of living organisms, and the most important and the well known being is the latitudinal gradient in diversity. In general, if we talk that species diversity decreases as we move away from the equator towards the poles. Why? Because at the equator the temperature, it is higher than the poles. Means as we move from the equator to the poles, what will happen? There will be decrease in the temperature, and because living organisms, they can survive up to a particular range of temperature, and that's why the number of these organisms or the diversity decreases towards the poles. Now some exceptions are there. For example, tropics, they have more species than the temperate or polar areas. Means there may be some exceptions, but in general these temperate areas have more organisms. The tropical areas have more organisms as compared to the टेम्परेट एरियाज. यानी कि जो टेम्परेट एरियाज हैं, इक्वेटर के आसपास हैं या इक्वेटर से थोड़ा ऊपर वाले एरिया हैं, वहाँ नंबर ऑफ ऑर्गेनिजम्स मोर है. जैसे जैसे हम पोल्स की तरफ गए, नंबर ऑफ ऑर्गेनिजम्स जो है वो क्या हो गए? डिक्रीज हो गए. फॉर एग्जाम्पल कोलम्बिया, इट इज़ लोकेटेड नियर द इक्वेटर एंड इट हैज़ नियरली 1400 स्पीशीज ऑफ बर्ड्स. Then while New York, that is at 41 degree north, it has 105 species, and the Greenland, it at 71 degree north has have only 56 species. Means what we are seeing, that near the equator diversity is more. As we are moving towards the poles, the diversity is decreasing. Now a forest, this is the Amazon rainforest, and in the Amazon rainforest, what is there? What we are able to see, now, what are the reasons of greater biological diversity in tropical areas? First one is these temperate regions, there is frequent glaciations because temperature becomes low, and because of that what happens? Water freezes. मीन्स आइस वहाँ आ जाएगी, एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दैट मोस्ट ऑफ द स्पीशीज गेट किल्ड. जबकि जो ट्रॉपिकल एरियाज़ हैं वहाँ पर मिलियन ऑफ ईयर्स तक जो हैं हैव रिमेन्ड रिलेटिवली अनडिस्टर्ब्ड, और जब अनडिस्टर्ब्ड रहे तो जो ऑर्गेनिजम्स हैं उनको सर्वाइव होने के चांसेस बेटर मिले. Then if we talk about the environment in tropical areas, then the environment of the tropical areas shows less seasonal variation, and because of that there is specialization, Nike specialization. Nike means place of living. तो जो लिविंग ऑर्गेनिजम्स है वहाँ जो रह रही हैं उनके इन्वायरमेंट में जब ज़्यादा फ्लक्चुएशन नहीं हो रही तो ईजिली एंड कंफर्टेबली जो हैं दे आर लिविंग इन दैट पर्टिकुलर प्लेस. And the third reason that why there is more diversity in tropical area, that is because of the presence of or the availability of more of the solar energy. And if that more solar energy is available, because of that plants are able to do photosynthesis, and because of that indirectly there is greater biodiversity. So these are the various reasons which are responsible for greater biological diversity in the tropical areas. Then next is species area relationship. So we are talking about the factors कि जो दो factors हैं जो affect कर रहे हैं किसको, patterns of biodiversity को. First factor is latitudinal gradients and the second factor is species area relationship. So now this species area relationship, this is given by Alexander von Humboldt, and he was a German naturalist and explorer. What he observed that in a particular region, species richness increases with increasing explored area but only up to a limit. Means number of organism will increase in a particular area, and after a limit there will be no increase in the number of the organisms. And the second is the relation between species richness and area for a wide variety of taxa is to be a rectangular hyperbola. और अगर हम इसका ग्राफ बनाते हैं कि कितने एरिया में कितनी स्पीशीज पाई जा रही हैं, देन द ग्राफिकल रिप्रेजेंटेशन विल बी इन द फॉर्म ऑफ hyperbola, which is shown here on the logarithmic scale. Here what we have taken, it is the species richness, then this is the area, and what we are able to see that as the area increases the number of organisms is also increasing, but after that it is showing a hyperbolic position, means up to a limit only there is increase in the number of organisms for a particular या in a particular area. अगर area increase हो रहा है, number of organisms भी increase हो रहे हैं, but up to a particular limit. Now this is shown in the graphical representation, logarithmic scale एक relation show कर रखा है. It is a straight line described by the equation. Here it is a straight line. This is a logarithmic scale जहाँ पर क्या है, log s is equal to log c plus z log a. Now what is log s here? S means species richness, then a is area, z is the slope of the line, and c is y-intercept. So this is the representation on the logarithmic scale. Now ecologists have discovered that the value of z, this जो यहाँ पर z जो slope है उसकी value क्या होनी चाहिए, it lies between 0.1 to 0.2. रिगार्डलेस ऑफ द टेक्सोनॉमिक ग्रुप कि किसी भी तरह का ऑर्गेनिज्म है या किस तरह की वहाँ का जो पर्टिकुलर रीजन है, वी विल नॉट कंसिडर द टेक्सोनॉमिक ग्रुप, वी विल नॉट कंसिडर द रीजन. जब हम ग्राफ बनाएंगे जो स्पीशीज़ एरिया रिलेशनशिप का ग्राफ है उसमें जो z की वैल्यू होगी दैट विल लाई बिटवीन 0.1 to 0.2. बट वेन एवर वी एनालाइज द स्पीशीज़ एरिया रिलेशनशिप अमंग वेरी लार्ज एरियाज, जब हम स्मॉल एरिया ना लेकर के कॉन्टिनेंटल या बिग एरिया को ले लेते हैं, देन वी विल फाइंड दैट द स्लोप ऑफ लाइन टू बी मच स्टीपर. तो जो वैल्यू है वो स्टीप हो जाएगी, दैट विल बी between 0.6 to 1.2. means when we are considering small areas the value is between 0.1 to 0.2, but when we are considering large areas like continent then the value it increases from 0.6 to 1.2. For example, frugivorous means fruit eating birds and the mammals in the tropical forest of different continents. तो वहाँ पर क्योंकि fruit eating जो birds हैं, क्योंकि fruits trees हैं ज़्यादा, so number of trees is more, so the frugivorous birds are also more, and here the value of z can be 1.15. Now the importance of species diversity to the ecosystem means if there are more number of species in a particular area, then what is its benefit to the ecosystem? We will study about it. The question is, does the number of species in a community really matter to the functioning of ecosystem? कि क्या जितनी नंबर ऑफ स्पीशीज जो प्रेजेंट होती हैं वो इकोसिस्टम की फंक्शनिंग को इफेक्ट करती हैं. दिस इज़ द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन विच ऑलवेज फैसिनेट्स इकोलॉजिस्ट. मीन्स earlier what the ecologist used to think, that if the community is if that community has more species, then that will be more stable as compared to the community with less species. Now what is stability? Stability is, or a stable community is, that do not show too much variation इन प्रोडक्टिविटी फ्रॉम ईयर टू ईयर. मीन्स अगर किसी कम्युनिटी के जो ऑर्गेनिजम्स हैं अगर वो कांस्टेंट रह रहे हैं मैनी ईयर्स तक, ज़्यादा फ्लक्चुएशंस नहीं आती, तो हम उस कम्युनिटी को क्या कहते हैं? स्टेबल कम्युनिटी. सो दिस कम्युनिटी इट मस्ट बी आइदर रेजिस्टेंट टू द ओकेजनल. अब वाई दैट कम्युनिटी इज स्टेबल? क्यों फ्लक्चुएशन शो नहीं हुई? हो सकता है कि जो वो कम्युनिटी है वो क्या रही हो? रेजिस्टेंट रही हो जो ओकेजनल डिस्टर्बेंसेस यानी इन्वायरमेंटल कंडीशंस में, चाहे वो नेचुरल कंडीशंस हैं या फिर वो मैन मेड कंडीशंस हैं, लेकिन उन दोनों कंडीशंस के प्रति जो कम्युनिटी है दैट इज़ रेजिस्टेंट, देन इट कैन बी स्टेबल. एंड द सेकेंड रीजन इज़ दैट कि वो स्टेबल क्यों रही? कि इट मे बी रेजिस्टेंट टू इन्वेजन बाय एलियन स्पीशीज़. मीन्स इफ़ सम फॉरेन स्पीशीज़ आर एंटरिंग इन दैट पर्टिकुलर एरिया, तो वहाँ रहने वाली स्पीशीज़ को कोई इफेक्ट नहीं पड़ रहा, देन ऑल्सो द कम्युनिटी विल बी स्टेबल. सो दीज आर द टू रीजन्स हाउ अ कम्युनिटी कैन बी स्टेबल. If it is not disturbed by the natural or the man-made disturbances, and secondly if it is resistant to the foreign species. Now we do not know how these attributes are linked. हमें नहीं पता कि किस तरह से ये सब जो हैं linked हैं, and what are the reasons for the species richness in a community. But David Tillmans, he did an experiment and he said that using outdoor plots provide some tentative answers. उसने एक जो है experiment किया टिलमैन ने, और फिर उसको जो है उसने एक he found that the plots with more species, यानी उसने एक पर्टिकुलर एरिया कंसीडर किया, प्लॉट कंसीडर किया, एंड विद मोर स्पीशीज शोज लेस ईयर टू ईयर वेरिएशन इन टोटल बायोमास. व्हाट ही ऑब्जर्व दैट दिस इज अ प्लॉट एंड दिस इज अ प्लॉट. This area it has this plot it has less area, and this plot it has more area. And what he observed, that the plot with the less area शोज़ ग्रेटर फ्लक्चुएशंस. मीन्स वहाँ पर जो है स्टेबिलिटी लेस है, लेस स्टेबल है. बट द प्लॉट विद द मोर एरिया हैज़ मोर स्टेबिलिटी. वाई? बिकॉज द नंबर ऑफ ऑर्गेनिजम्स, यहाँ जो डाइवर्सिटी है वो क्या है? मोर है. सो वी कैन से that if the area is more, what will be there? The diversity will be more and there will be more stability. Although we may do not understand the what is the reason कि क्या कारण है, but rich biodiversity is essential for the स्मूथ फंक्शनिंग ऑफ द इकोसिस्टम. और अगर वहाँ पर रिच जो है बायोडाइवर्सिटी है, इकोसिस्टम विल वर्क प्रॉपरली, एंड द इफ द इकोसिस्टम इज वर्किंग प्रॉपरली, देन द ह्यूमन बीइंग और द ह्यूमन रेस इट विल ऑल्सो सर्वाइव कंफर्टेबली. सो एट ए टाइम जब यहाँ क्या हो रहा है ऑन द अर्थ, मेनी ऑफ द स्पीशीज आर गेटिंग एक्सटिंक्ट. सो व्हाट इज़ नेसेसरी, that we should concern about all the living organisms, and we should keep this thing in mind, that what will happen if the living organisms, if some of the living organisms get extinct from that particular area. Now there is no direct answer to such native questions. कोई particular हमारे पास जो है इसका कोई आंसर नहीं है, लेकिन एक जो है राइवट पॉपर हाइपोथेसिस जो है किसने दिया? स्टैनफोर्ड इकोलॉजिस्ट है पॉल एलरिच, और उसने इस हाइपोथेसिस में क्या कहा? व्हाट वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट कि सपोज फ्रॉम अ पर्टिकुलर एरिया सम ऑफ द ऑर्गेनिजम्स डिसअपीयर, देन विल देयर बी एनी इफेक्ट ऑन द इकोसिस्टम? इसका आंसर फाइंड करने के लिए आंसर जो है इट वाज गिवन बाय पॉल एलरिच. व्हाट ही डिड, ही सेड कि किसी एरोप्लेन को हम कंसीडर कर लेते हैं, इट इज़ जस्ट लाइक एन इकोसिस्टम. Means aeroplane is considered with ecosystem. Suppose what is done, if all the parts are joined together, now the aeroplane is functioning or the airplane is functioning smoothly. In the same way, if the ecosystem has all the living organisms, it is working smoothly. Now, but what happens if every passenger traveling in it starts popping a rivet to take home? लेकिन सपोज कीजिए उस एयरप्लेन में जितने भी लोग सवार हैं एंड इफ दे स्टार्ट टेकिंग आउट थिंग्स फ्रॉम दैट प्लेन एंड दे स्टार्ट टेकिंग इट एट देयर होम, देन व्हाट विल हैपन? इट मे नॉट अफेक्ट फ्लाइट सेफ्टी इन द बिगनिंग, जो है ज़्यादा फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा, बट एज मोर एंड मोर राइवेट्स आर रिमूव, लेकिन मोर एंड मोर पैसेंजर्स आते गए और वो इस एयरप्लेन से मोर एंड मोर जो है राइवेट्स को लेते गए, देन व्हाट विल हैपन? देन फर्दरमोर विच राइवट इज रिमूव्ड मे ऑल्सो बी क्रिटिकल, मीन्स कि अगर धीरे धीरे उन्होंने बहुत सारी चीज़ें रिमूव की एयरप्लेन से, एंड वॉट विल हैपन? नाउ देयर मे बी सम लॉस टू द एयरप्लेन, एंड सपोज कोई जो है इंजन को ही रिमूव कर देता है, और सपोज द विंग्स आर रिमूव्ड, मीन्स देन वॉट विल हैपन? देन दिस एयरप्लेन विल नॉट बी एबल टू दिस फ्लाई. सो यहाँ क्या शो कर रखा है कि in an ecosystem, if organisms are being disturbed by various factors, in the beginning they may not cause great harm to the ecosystem, but later on, और अगर वो process continue होता रहता है, then what will happen? There will be disturbance in the ecosystem. So we can say that importance of species diversity is very necessary, because stability is maintained, productivity is maintained, and then in this way there is a balance in the ecosystem also. Now next is loss of biodiversity. Now human being, its activities, they are imbalancing the nature, it is imbalancing or it is deteriorating the biological resources, and because of the human use of these biological resources, the number of these resources is declining rapidly. नाउ द कॉलोनाइजेशन ऑफ ट्रॉपिकल पैसिफिक आइलैंड्स बाय ह्यूमंस, ह्यूमन बीइंग ने जब से वहाँ पर जो है पैसिफिक आइलैंड्स में कॉलोनाइजेशन किया, रहना शुरू किया, what happened? It led to the extinction of more than 2000 species of native birds, and more than 15,500 species are facing the threat of extinction. Means some of the organisms, they became extincted and some of them are at the threat of the extinction. And at present we can say that 12% of birds, 23% of mammals, and 32% of amphibians, and 31% of gymnosperms, they are facing the risk of or the threat of extinction. Here we can say dodo, this is an extinct bird, this is an extinct bird. Then quagga, it is also extinct. Then thylacoin, it is extinct from Australia. And Steelers sea cow, it is also extinct, it is extincted from Russia. So these are the recently extincted animals. Now if we talk about the mass extinction, or we talk about the extinction, presently 12% of the bird species, 23% of all mammals, and 32% of all amphibian species, and 31% of all gymnosperm species, they are facing the threat of extinction. And if we study the history of this extinction from the fossil records, then we will learn that large scale loss of species have occurred, and earlier these organisms, they were present on the earth even before the humans, but during the long period since the origin, that is more than 3 billion years ago से अगर हम बात करें उससे पहले की, और उसके बाद different types of living organisms which were present on the earth. So we can say that there were 5 episodes of mass extinction of species, and this is the 6th extinction which is progressing from, and it is different from the previous episodes. What is the difference? The difference is in the rates. कि earlier जो extinction था, that was slower. The current species extinction rates are estimated to be 100 to 1000 times faster. Means extinction 5 extinctions हुई हैं जब से अर्थ बनी है, but those 5 extinctions, they were at the slower rate, but this is the 6th extinction which is going on, and this 6th extinction, it is taking place at a very higher rate. And because it is of the activities of the human beings, this extinction has become so fast, and now the ecologists, they also have warned that if this continues, then what will happen? Nearly half of all the species on the earth, they will be wiped out in the next 100 years. Now, in general, loss of biodiversity, it may lead to what may be the effects. There will be decline in plant production, there will be less number of plants, then, and if plants are less, then the produced given by these plants, they will be less. Then lowered resistant to environment perturbation such as drought, means जो अर्थ है हमारी, जो बहुत सारी नेचुरल कैलमिटीज़ को बियर कर लेती है, दैट विल बिकम लो रेजिस्टेंट टू दोज कैलमिटीज़, एंड देयर विल बी इंक्रीज्ड वेरिएबिलिटी इन सर्टेन इकोसिस्टम्स processes such as plant productivity, water use, pest and disease cycles. Yes, it is happening because we are doing what we are doing. We are increasing the plant production. For that, we are using lot of water. Pesticides are also used. So, what will happen? There will be increased variability, because if we will use pesticides, then they will become mutated, and if mutation will be there, then they will be able to survive for more number of days. So these are the effect of biodiversity loss. Now the causes of biodiversity, different causes are there. One is habitat loss and fragmentation, over exploitation, alien species and invasions, and co-extinctions. About this we will study tomorrow.